Has anyone ever been in this situation? Seeing your slippers under the floor but hesitating to bend down to pick them up, worried you won't be able to stand back up, or walking in the supermarket, and as soon as you reach the checkout counter, you have to hold onto the shelf to rest your legs for a moment. Don't worry, you're not alone, and it's not because you're out of battery. It's a signal your body is saying, I need a boost of strength. Today, I will share 6 foods, not at all unfamiliar, that can help you recharge your legs, restore your muscles, and walk more confidently every day. This video won't talk about difficult exercises, nor will it ask you to walk 10,000 steps a day. Instead, I will point out why a protein-deficient meal makes us weaker step by step, why lacking just one mineral throws off our balance, and why some people, just by changing a few simple foods, walk more steadily and sleep better after 2 weeks. These are 6 core foods that help muscles recover, the motor nervous system become more responsive, and legs feel less pain, less fatigue, less heavy. Not a far-fetched promise, but clear guidance based on real nutrition and science for those aged 60 and over. Are you ready? We'll explore the first food right away, sweet potato. Sometimes you only walk a short distance, from the living room to the kitchen or around the yard, and your legs already feel like stopping. Not painful but tired, not heavy but slow, like a machine that's low on oil, lacking the fuel to run smoothly. And that's right. Often leg fatigue doesn't come from age or illness. It's simply because your body is operating in a state of fuel shortage. People over 60 are often very cautious with starches, and this is completely reasonable. We all worry about blood sugar, weight, and cardiovascular health, but being too cautious to the point of completely cutting out starches leaves muscles without enough energy to function. And so, even a few steps on the stairs become a challenge. In reality, the muscles aren't weak. They're just working in an energy-deficient state. And the good news is, we can recover. No need for supplements, no need for exotic foods, just a sweet potato. Sweet potato is a gentle starch, literally. It doesn't cause blood sugar to spike and then plummet like white rice or pastries. On the contrary, it releases energy slowly and steadily, enough for you to walk all morning without losing steam midway. One medium sweet potato, about 150 grams, provides around 27 grams of carbohydrates. That's just the right amount to fuel up your muscles without causing a sudden rise in insulin. The glycemic index, GI, of sweet potatoes ranges from 44 to 55, falling into the low to medium level. Thanks to this, your body can gradually convert the sugar from sweet potatoes into energy, rather than creating tiring peaks and crashes. And sweet potato isn't just energy. It's also a mineral powerhouse. In every 100 grams of boiled sweet potato, there are up to 337 milligrams of potassium, equivalent to nearly 10% of the daily requirement. This mineral is like the electrical switch between nerves and muscles. When potassium is sufficient, signals from the brain to the calves, knees, thighs will be transmitted smoothly, helping muscles contract and relax flexibly. Conversely, when deficient, you'll find your legs prone to cramps, stiffness, and even slight twitches at night. If you've ever found yourself startling awake in the middle of the night because your calves are stiff, it's very likely due to a lack of potassium, not because of the cold or overexertion. Not stopping there, orange sweet potatoes also contain beta-carotene, a precursor to vitamin A. This nutrient not only helps with eyesight as people often think, but also plays a role in cleaning up free radicals produced in muscle tissue during exercise. One medium sweet potato can provide up to 11,000 micrograms of beta-carotene, equivalent to 100% of the daily vitamin A requirement if absorbed effectively. As a result, muscles are protected from low-grade inflammation, the cause of persistent fatigue and slow recovery after walking or climbing stairs. And if you leave the skin on when cooking sweet potatoes, you'll get extra vitamin E, another antioxidant that helps muscle cell membranes become more resilient and less damaged over time. 100 grams of sweet potato has about 0.3 milligrams of vitamin E. Not high, but enough to make a difference if you eat it regularly. In other words, just a humble sweet potato that provides energy, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin E, and most importantly, it nourishes your muscles with a sustained, healthy, and age 60-plus friendly fuel source. So, how to eat them to maximize their benefits? You don't need too much, just 1/2 to 1 medium sweet potato, 100 to 150 grams, eaten for breakfast or in the early afternoon, is enough. These are the times when the body needs a gentle energy boost to maintain activities like gardening, walking, cooking. The preparation should be simple: steamed, baked, or boiled. No frying, no stir-frying with lots of oil. You can eat it with 1 boiled egg or 1 tablespoon of unsweetened yogurt to get extra protein to support muscle regeneration. If you prefer a slightly savory taste, sprinkle a little chia seeds, cinnamon powder, or a pinch of fine sea salt, and you have a light meal that's both delicious and beneficial for your muscles. Some people, after adding sweet potatoes to their breakfast menu 2 to 3 times a week for 3 to 4 weeks, shared that they felt less leg fatigue when shopping, could climb stairs without getting as breathless, and felt more energetic in the morning. Sweet potatoes don't need loud advertising, but your body will confirm their effectiveness. No need to be too elaborate. No need to turn meals into complex nutritional equations. Just look back at the most familiar foods, like the sweet potato in your kitchen, and put them in the right place, in the right way. Because sometimes what the body needs isn't a big change, but a small, timely compensation. And if your legs are silently saying, "I'm running low on fuel," then sweet potato is the most ideal refueling station every morning. After the sweet potato section, you might have felt somewhat reassured about energy levels, but the real strength of your legs isn't just about having enough fuel to walk. It also depends on the flexible contraction and relaxation of muscles, stable nerve signal transmission, and properly nourished muscle tissue every day. And that's why we need to talk about oats, a seemingly simple food, often overlooked, but a rare source of magnesium, iron, plant-based protein, and fiber, very suitable for people over 60. The reality is, many people still eat regularly, exercise moderately, but still experience cramps, find their legs tire quickly, or have trouble sleeping at night, and they don't understand why. But when they get checked, a very common finding is slightly low magnesium. Not serious, not to the point of needing medication, but enough to disrupt the contraction-relaxation cycle of muscles. Enough to wake you up at 2 a.m. with a slight twitch in your calf, like someone is lightly tapping your muscle from the inside, and enough to make your legs feel exhausted after standing for more than 20 minutes. Magnesium is involved in over 300 biological reactions in the body, from nerve transmission and regulating muscle contraction to stabilizing heart rhythm and supporting deep sleep. When magnesium is deficient, everything is slightly off, but prolonged imbalance leads to significant fatigue. And while not everyone is used to eating nuts or enjoys green vegetables with every meal, oats are an extremely simple solution because just 1 serving each morning is enough to compensate for that mild magnesium deficiency. In 100 grams of cooked plain oats, there are up to 177 milligrams of magnesium, equivalent to 45% of the daily requirement. There's also 4 milligrams of iron, which helps transport oxygen to muscle tissue, helping you reduce the feeling of heavy legs every time you walk. Not to mention 13 grams of plant-based protein, not a complete protein, but easily digestible and suitable for people with sensitive digestive systems. However, it's not just the numbers that matter. It's the real, clear effect that many older adults feel after starting to eat oats regularly every morning. Fewer nighttime leg twitches, deeper sleep, and waking up without feeling heavy in the thighs and calves. All from just 1 small bowl, eaten in less than 10 minutes. And the great thing is, oats don't need to be forced to taste good. Slow cooked with unsweetened nut milk, adding a few slices of ripe banana and a spoonful of ground flaxseed. The dish is not only easy to digest, but also helps you feel full longer, reduces snacking between meals, and regulates energy throughout the morning. Don't like sweet flavors? No problem. Try mixing oats with soft steamed eggs, stir-fried vegetables, and a little olive oil, like savory porridge, but providing both protein and good fats. A light breakfast, without sugar or refined flour, but with enough nutrients to keep you standing strong all morning. And just by maintaining that, 4 to 5 times a week, you are giving your legs a powerful tool for recovery, fighting mild inflammation, and stabilizing daily movement. Because ultimately, the stability of your legs doesn't come from supplements or excessive exercise, but from what you eat repeatedly every day. A piece of fish, an egg, and yes, sometimes just a bowl of oats. Have you ever thought that a soft, fatty fruit, often spread on bread for decoration, could silently protect your legs? Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? But that's the story of the avocado, a food thought to be only for beautiful skin and a good figure, which turns out to have a profound impact on the muscles, nervous system, and daily walking ability. Many people after 60 start to notice their legs are slower, tire easily, and cramp when stretching in bed at night, so they think, oh well, it's just old age. But not necessarily. Sometimes the culprit isn't time, but a lack of good fats and anti-inflammatory vitamins. And here, the avocado appears like a kind friend, arriving at the right time. Not noisy, not flashy, but present long enough to soothe the silent anger of the aging neuromuscular system. If oats are the stable fuel for your morning, then avocado can be seen as a gentle lubricating oil for the entire muscular and nervous system throughout the day. Soft, fatty, and cool, avocado not only pleases the taste buds, but also helps soothe tired muscles and relieve the dull contractions in the calves or knees. In fact, many older adults are still worried when it comes to fat. They fear that eating avocados will increase blood lipids, cause weight gain, or lead to indigestion. But the truth is, not all fats are scary. Avocados contain a very special type of fat, monounsaturated fatty acids, MUFA, which have been shown to soothe mild inflammation in the body and improve blood vessel elasticity. These seemingly small things are the foundational factors that help muscles function more flexibly and stably. Along with healthy fats, avocados are also a natural source of vitamin E, a micronutrient that acts as a shield, protecting muscle cell membranes from damage during exercise. As the body passes the age of 60, normal activities like standing up, bending down, or simply going to the market can cause microscopic damage if the cell membranes have weakened. Vitamin E is the silent protector here. Another interesting point is that the potassium in avocados is even higher than in bananas, and thanks to their natural fatty texture, this mineral is better absorbed into the cells, helping to maintain stable electrolytes, thereby reducing the risk of cramps, sudden muscle contractions, or the feeling of unsteady legs after walking a short distance. But avocados aren't a miracle if eaten the wrong way. Using them with condensed milk, heavy cream, or eating a whole large avocado in the evening can all backfire. Ideally, you can eat half an avocado at noon or in the late afternoon. Cut it into bite-sized pieces. Eat it with boiled eggs, a slice of whole wheat bread, and a few slices of tomato. That's not just a delicious meal, it's also a gentle dose of relaxation for both your muscles and nervous system. For those who are managing blood lipids or taking special medications, of course, individual consultation is needed. But if you are a healthy person looking to maintain endurance and reduce persistent leg fatigue, then avocado is a worthwhile choice. And please try to notice, just a few days after adding avocados to your diet correctly, you might realize your legs feel lubricated, standing up is easier, and you no longer have that dull muscle tension after an afternoon of grocery shopping. Avocado isn't a magical food, but for older adults, understanding it correctly and using it correctly can make a real difference. But the journey doesn't stop there. We will continue to explore food number 3, berries, the small fruits that help protect your legs from old age. After providing your body with a sustainable energy source and supplementing magnesium to reduce muscle fatigue and improve nerve transmission, you might think you've done enough to keep your legs healthy. But in fact, there's another very important thing, often overlooked. It's not muscles, not bones, and not minerals. It's what connects everything together: connective tissue, including tendons, ligaments, and the system of endogenous collagen that runs throughout the soft tissues of the body. It is these connective tissues that act like a biological scaffold, keeping every movement stable, smooth, and flexible. They are the elastic padding between muscles and bones, helping to absorb force when walking, preventing muscle tears, reducing tendon strain, and most importantly, helping the body recover after every movement, even the very small ones. But the problem is, after the age of 50, the body's collagen production process begins to slow down. Each year, the amount of endogenous collagen decreases a little, making tendons less elastic, muscles take longer to recover, and the ability to withstand force gradually weakens. Not to mention, free radicals, also known as endogenous oxidative stress, also begin to accumulate more in muscle tissue, especially after seemingly harmless activities like standing for a long time, grocery shopping, or bending up and down multiple times a day. When these free radicals are not neutralized in time, they attack cell membranes, disrupt tissue function, cause mild inflammation, and make it harder for small injuries to heal. Gradually, people feel more persistent fatigue, longer muscle stiffness, and a noticeable decline in mobility without understanding why. To solve this problem, no supplement pill is enough. What's needed is to supplement powerful antioxidants, especially polyphenols, anthocyanins, and vitamin C, from natural foods, and the food group that can do this best is not far away. They are right in the small, colorful fruits that you often see in fruit stands or supermarket freezers. Berries. When we talk about berries, we are talking about an entire group of foods with a broad synergistic effect on soft tissues. Not just simply eating for pleasure, berries truly provide a biological protective layer that helps the body fight connective tissue aging. The deep purple and bright red pigments in blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries are not just external beauty, but a clear sign of the presence of anthocyanins, a compound with the ability to neutralize free radicals, reduce soft tissue inflammation, and stimulate the production of natural collagen. In particular, blueberries have been proven in clinical studies to improve hand grip strength and reduce the level of oxidative damage after exercise in older adults. That is, it's not just theory, but there are also real, visible results. Meanwhile, strawberries stand out with their high vitamin C content, an indispensable substance in the endogenous collagen synthesis cycle. The body cannot store vitamin C, and if deficient, the recovery of microdamage to muscles and tendons after exercise will be slower, causing prolonged fatigue and making injuries more likely when moving or changing posture. What's special about berries is how they work not alone. The natural combination of anthocyanins, flavonoids, vitamin C, and soluble fiber helps create a comprehensive protective response. While anthocyanins deal with free radicals and support collagen, fiber and polyphenols help regulate blood sugar and reduce systemic inflammatory responses. As a result, tendons, ligaments, and muscles are not only protected, but also recover faster, become more flexible, and reduce the risk of cramps or loss of balance when walking. In addition, using berries correctly also helps avoid unwanted side effects, such as increased blood sugar or digestive disorders. Many people, when they hear sweet fruits, immediately think of sugar, but berries are a group of fruits with a low glycemic index, rich in fiber, and if eaten at the right time, such as after breakfast or in the late afternoon, they do not cause sudden blood sugar fluctuations at all. On the contrary, they help maintain stable energy for the body throughout the morning or afternoon, limiting feelings of fatigue or sudden exhaustion after light activities. One more very important point is the form of consumption. Berries should be used fresh or frozen whole. Avoid dried forms with added sugar, as added sugar significantly reduces the anti-inflammatory benefits and increases the metabolic burden. Bottled berry juices should also not be used regularly due to their low fiber content and tendency to raise blood sugar quickly. An effective way to use berries for older adults is to incorporate them into breakfast. Mix frozen berries with oats and unsweetened nut milk, creating a dish that is cool, easy to digest, and rich in nutrients. Or, a small bowl of berries after lunch, eaten with a few slices of low-fat cheese or walnuts, is also a very good choice to feel lightly full and supplement antioxidants without getting hungry quickly. For those with sensitive stomachs, just start with 4 to 5 berries at a time, eaten after main meals or with soft foods, then gradually increase if the body responds well. No need to eat too much, just regularly 3 to 4 times a week, and the body will create a difference on its own. Legs feel less tired, more flexible when walking, fewer nighttime cramps, and especially a feeling of faster recovery after normal daily activities. Finally, you might think, I'm only eating a few small berries. Is it worth it? And the answer is absolutely worth it. Because in a world where aging of muscle, tendon, joint tissue is inevitable, any investment that helps slow down that process with natural, easy-to-use, inexpensive foods is a smart strategy. And berries, in their role as small antioxidant warriors, are doing just that, silently helping you maintain steady steps, preserve endurance, and protect the freedom of movement every day. Are you ready to explore the next food? A quiet food that does a lot for your legs: fatty fish. If you've ever thought about eating fish for your heart, then today I'll give you another reason to love fish, especially fatty fish: your legs. That's right, your legs. The things we use to go to the market, stand in the kitchen, step onto the bus, and then one day suddenly realize, why am I so tired today? I've only been standing for 10 minutes, but it feels like I've walked 3 kilometers. You might attribute it to the weather, age, or lack of exercise. Not wrong. But sometimes the problem lies in the fact that your body is lacking biological lubricant, the stuff that keeps your muscles, joints, and even motor nerves working smoothly. And that lubricant doesn't come from the cooking oil in your kitchen. It comes from EPA and DHA, 2 omega-3 fatty acids abundant in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. I know, omega-3 sounds very familiar, but also as vague as a traditional medicine sales pitch. So, let me tell you this: omega-3s, especially the kind found in fatty fish, are silent, anti-inflammatory warriors in your body. When muscles experience mild inflammation, which you're not even aware of, it's omega-3s that come to put out the fire. When signals from the brain don't transmit smoothly to your muscles, causing you to stand up slower and react slower, then DHA helps lubricate those nerves. It's like updating the software for your brain and body, running smoother, no lag, no freezing mid-action. And if you're worried that fatty fish is high in fat and will raise your cholesterol, then the good news is not all fats are bad. The fat in fatty fish is the kind your body really needs, especially when you're over 60. It doesn't cause high blood lipids like animal fat, and it doesn't tire out your liver like repeatedly fried oil. It goes straight to where it's needed, cell membranes, nerves, muscle tissue, and helps everything run as smoothly as a newly serviced car. The next question is usually, so how much is enough? I won't make you weigh grams or measure every piece, but put simply, just 2 meals of fatty fish a week, baked salmon, lightly braised mackerel, canned sardines with a salad, is enough to load up on omega-3s that will make your legs more flexible, less inflamed, and noticeably more resilient after a few weeks. If you're still hesitant, try to imagine this. You can spend 30 minutes massaging your legs every night, or you can spend 15 minutes steaming a piece of salmon and let it massage from the inside out all week long. And one thing I really want you to note, don't fry fatty fish. I know, crispy golden fried fish is delicious, but hot oil will break down omega-3s, turning valuable nutrients into health-damaging oxidants. Steam, bake gently, braise lightly. Or if you're lazy, choose canned sardines in olive oil, which is just as good. Fatty fish isn't a trendy food only found on restaurant menus. It's a loyal friend to your legs. It's just a matter of whether you choose to let it accompany you or not. No need to eat it every day, no need for it to be expensive. But if you maintain the habit of 2 to 3 times a week, then after a few months, you'll realize your calves aren't as heavy as before. It's easier to stand up and your steps are lighter without you even understanding why. Not magic, just omega-3s working silently. A simple dish, but the secret key to maintaining steady legs after 60. Among the countless foods people debate about their pros and cons, perhaps none is as stormy as eggs. Sometimes praised as a superfood, sometimes demoted to the rank of cholesterol culprit. And because of that, many older adults fall into a state of hesitation, worrying about eating them, regretting not eating them. However, there's one thing few people realize. If there's a simple, easy-to-cook, inexpensive, and almost perfect food to support the recovery of muscle strength, increase movement stability, and protect the aging nervous system, it's the egg. After 60, every passing day is a day the body silently loses a little muscle, a little reflex, a little sense of steadiness when walking. No alarm, no clear pain. It's just that you get up from a chair slower, climbing stairs feels heavier, and sometimes you have to hold on to something lightly because you feel a bit unsteady. At this time, what the body needs isn't fancy, expensive, or heavily advertised foods, but a source of easily absorbed protein, rich in nerve nutrients, capable of supporting the rebuilding of muscle tissue and soothing nerve signals that are no longer operating as smoothly as they used to. And eggs, a familiar food that everyone has in their kitchen, are the #1 candidate. One large egg contains about 6 to 7 grams of high biological protein, meaning the body can use almost all of that protein to rebuild muscle tissue, unlike some other foods where you eat a lot but the body only absorbs a portion. With eggs, the efficiency is almost absolute. More importantly, the egg yolk also contains choline, an essential nutrient for nerve transmission, helping information from the brain to the muscles travel quickly, clearly, and accurately. This is the factor that helps you get up from a chair without needing momentum, helps your calves coordinate smoothly when stepping upstairs, and makes motor reflexes as smooth as they were in middle age. In addition, eggs also provide vitamin B12, a nutrient that many older adults lack without realizing it. A B12 deficiency easily leads to prolonged fatigue, mild numbness in the limbs, a feeling of unsteadiness, and if not supplemented correctly, recovery will be very slow. Eggs also have vitamin D, which helps maintain muscle and joint strength, and zinc and selenium, micronutrients that have mild anti-inflammatory effects in muscles and support immunity for connective tissue, all packed into a small, easy-to-cook, easy-to-digest food that doesn't put pressure on the stomach like many other protein-rich foods. And if you're still worried about cholesterol, rest assured that recent studies, including recommendations from Harvard and the American Heart Association, All agree that eating one egg a day in healthy older adults does not increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. On the contrary, excessive avoidance of eggs can lead to deficiencies in choline and B12 and reduce the ability to maintain muscle, which is already very fragile after 60. One egg a day, lightly boiled, soft steamed, or sunny side up with a little oil, can become a gentle maintenance dish for both the nervous system and muscles. Eat them regularly 4 to 6 days a week and you won't see a change in the first 1 to 2 days. But after a few weeks, the feeling when walking, when standing up from a chair, when climbing a few stairs, will be different. No longer heavy, no longer slow, but the lightness, agility, and steadiness you once had. Eggs aren't miraculous, but if viewed correctly, eaten correctly, in the right amount and at the right time, they are one of the smartest foods to maintain the freedom of movement in old age. And sometimes, what helps you walk more steadily every day isn't expensive medicine or strenuous exercise, but just a soft, fragrant, and heartwarming egg each morning. Dear friends, if we compare our legs to the vehicle that helps us travel throughout our life's journey, then today, we've just jointly re-examined each part of that machine, from the fuel tank and wiring system to the shock absorbers and even the central control panel. Sweet potatoes, like a clean fuel, burning steadily and stably, helping you not run out of gas mid-journey when grocery shopping, cleaning, or simply standing to cook a meal for your family. Oats, like smooth paving stones, supporting every early morning step. Thanks to magnesium, iron, and plant-based protein, you no longer feel exhausted after a morning of light activity. Avocado is the silent lubricating oil that gently soothes knee joints, nerve fibers, and muscle tissues that were once flexible. It's not noisy, doesn't draw attention, but alleviates so much of the dull stiffness of old age. Berries, small like the first drops of rain of the season, but carrying the antioxidant power like sunlight, preserving the elasticity of tendons, muscles, ligaments, helping you stay agile without straining yourself. Fatty fish, like a cool stream flowing through blood vessels, nourishing every muscle fiber, soothing chronic inflammation, and regulating nerve activity. Gentle like background music, but without it, your legs will walk out of rhythm. And finally, whole eggs, seemingly the most ordinary food, yet a convergence of the most delicate nutrients for the neuromuscular system. Choline to give commands, B12 to transmit commands, vitamin D to help every command be executed accurately. Now then, do you need to completely overhaul your kitchen? Just choose one dish from that list, whichever one you find easiest to make, easiest to eat, and can maintain. Maybe an egg in the morning, a spoonful of soft-cooked oats instead of a snack, a slice of lightly steamed fish with vegetables, or a few strawberries eaten with unsweetened yogurt. Don't expect them to bring miracles overnight, because they aren't medicine. But if you repeat gently, regularly, then after a few weeks, you'll start to see. Your legs stand up without needing support. You walk without wobbling anymore. You sleep deeply without waking up startled by cramps. And especially, the feeling, I can still control this body. Health isn't found in youth. It's found in habits. One right bite, repeated every day, is how you rebuild every muscle fiber, every reflex, every step. And sometimes, it all starts with just one boiled egg. Age is a number, but proactivity is a way of life. I believe that you, whether 60, 70, or 80, still have the full right to choose the good things for yourself. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. See you again on the journey to living healthy, living happily, and living truly freely.